Thank you, Madeline, for that kind introduction. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to their elders past and present. And I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's screening of Hard to Believe. Only about 70 years ago, the world was shocked by the mass slaughter of the Jewish people by the Nazi state. People were tortured and killed and experimented on for no other reason than their religion. It is an understatement to say it was hard to believe. The world said, never again. And from this was formed the United Nations, with a central purpose of promoting and encouraging respect for human rights. The General Assembly would proclaim the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It recognised the inherent dignity and worth of the human person and the freedoms of speech and belief as among the highest aspirations of the common people. It's hard to believe that in the 21st century, 68 years after this proclamation, a nation which voluntarily became a party to the Charter of the United Nations would not only imprison people for their beliefs, but would harvest organs from them. That such a nation would insult the dignity of its victims in the most horrific way, using them as spare parts for those willing to pay. The most recent estimates in the 680-page report by David Kilgore, Ethan Gutman and David Matus provides conservative estimates of 60,000 to 100,000 transplants per year. It concludes that the majority of organs were sourced from Uyghurs, Tibetans, House Christians, and primarily Falun Gong practitioners. You will hear from some of the authors tonight in the film and afterwards. But what can be done against a powerful nation such as China? What good is a 68-year-old declaration against such might? Well, it serves as a reminder that such evil can be overcome, and its words are a rallying cry to action. Professor Jacob Levy in Israel remembered what happened 70 years ago. His father was a refugee from a Nazi concentration camp. He led his nation to pass a law prohibiting local health and insurance funds financing patients who go to China for organ transplants, and you will hear from him in the film tonight as well. Similar action can easily be taken here, and as David said, there's a bill in the New South Wales Parliament ready to go, and it will make it illegal for a New South Wales resident to engage in the organ harvesting trade overseas. But it needs your support. As soon as anything is mentioned in this place about China, the Chinese embassy is on to the local MPs, threatening trade embargoes, etc. After tonight, you will know what is happening in China, and I urge you to contact your local MPs and let them know too. There are people out the front handing out these postcards you'll see when you leave, and they call on local MPs to help stop what is going on in China. But this should just be the first thing you do. You should use this as a basis to write to your local New South Wales MP and ask them to support the bill. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights proclaims the recognition of the inherent dignity and equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family as the foundation of just freedom, justice, and peace in the world. If we want such a world, we cannot afford to sit dumbfounded in disbelief at what is happening in China. We cannot let this grotesque assault on human dignity go unchallenged, and we have no excuse to turn a blind eye and do nothing. Thank you.